With me is the ambassador of Palestine here in WION studios. So welcome to WION, Namaste, and it's great to host you and converse with you on several topics. Let me first start with India. We have seen what's happening in Gaza. The situation in Gaza is making international headlines. What's your expectation from India over how India can help the people of Palestine in Gaza?
Thank you so much indeed for having me today. I should start by, of course, thanking you and thanking of course, all of your colleagues whom have gave me a very warm welcome in this very important and very significant TV channel, which is for us, it's, as a Palestinian ambassador, it's very important to communicate and to reach out to the people and to do so, of course, through the media itself, which is giving us a very good and very important opportunity. Back to your question, you mentioned more than one aspect in your question, Gaza and what happened in Gaza. It's a devastating situation. Then you jump to India and what did India did or will going to do. Just to shed light, in just 3 or 4 days ago, there was a United Nations General Assembly resolution to endorse the outcome document of the two-state solution, or the United Nations Conference on the two-state solution. India was there. India supported this resolution. India voted in favor of this resolution. This is the very recent issue. Just to go again, 77 or 78 years ago, when India, under the leadership of the late Mahatma Gandhi, refused to refused to vote in favor the partition plan resolution. I mean the resolution 181, which called also the partition plan of Palestine. And at that time, Mahatma Gandhi said that Palestine is belong to the Palestinian. Likewise, England belong to the British people. So that this is the history, and to be also to shed light more about the history. India was there when we had the first ever revolution in 1936. There is a lot of support that we have received from the Indian people, the revolutionary people. It's not only from the Muslim, the revolutionary people at that time. We had received a lot of support. Our revolution in 1936 had received a lot of support at that time from India. So that between our first revolution, 1936, till just a few days ago, India have a tremendous and did a very good and very important job and very important work towards the Palestinian people. Just again, to name a few, India was the first ever state after the Arab League state to recognize the state of Palestine in 1988. India did a lot of job and did a lot of a very important work to the Palestinian people. Till today, India not only supporting us in the political arena, but also there is many projects is running right now in Palestine, in West Bank in particular, to support the daily life of the Palestinian people.
Mm-hmm. But essentially, this is the history of India and Palestine. But the present, India has helped in a number of projects as well. But essentially, India's role when it comes to the situation right now. India recently also voted in favor of a resolution as well at the United Nations. But your leadership, President Abbas, has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. So what kind of support do you expect from India?
Well, the issue that you already mentioned, and we already shed light in a tiny on a very tiny and very little aspects about our shared history as India and Palestine, of course, and the cooperation there. But what did we expected from India? Likewise, the Indian people, how much they expected from their very great country. This is the largest democracy in the world. This is India by the end of the day. And I was there in the United Nations. I spent there 8 years in the United Nations discussing the most difficult and most tough issues, which is the sustainable development issue, documents and all of these stuff, and tens of resolution period. When India was there, when India decided when India used to dig at his heel, we want this particular language or any other issue, the whole entire international community used to stand and to pay the full respect to India, so that India it is a well-known, a very heavy political power that if they can utilize it, and I'm pretty sure will work together to utilize their political power, that they can help the Palestinian people a lot. And we used to discuss this issue with the Minister of Foreign Affairs in a very open manner. And we used to even to exercise some pressure on them, and to be very frank, they are all the time, they used to open the door, and they are giving us all the space that we want to, at least to deliver our messages.
And the space is still open? Do you feel?
Yes, 100%. Just a few days ago, less than 1 week ago, I was there. I think the last Friday I was there in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with WION division, and I raised a lot of issues with them. And I should again, just to stress on that, India politician here in India, since I came to here, and the previous ambassador used to open, I mean, our bilateral, whom we have a relation with them, used to open their door. They are giving us all the space that we want to listen to us.
So you mentioned about UN as well, and we'll go to the UN first, because the UNGA Assembly is going to open next week in New York, and it's going to be a fiery one this time around. We know that there's going to be a two-state conference hosted by Saudi Arabia and France, and we also know that many countries, many European countries like UK and others have said that they're going to recognize the state of Palestine. So my first question to you is on the recognition of the state of Palestine by several European countries. How does it helps you?
Just let us start from how many country was recognized in the state of Palestine. 149 countries so far is recognizing the state of Palestine. And I already mentioned that India, I'm very proud to serve in the country to be the very first non-Muslim, non-Arab country to recognize the state of Palestine once we declared it under the chairmanship of Yasser Arafat. So we are talking about 149 country, 49 states whom is recognizing the state of Palestine. Now we are expecting also France, Canada, Australia, and many other Western countries will going to follow. They came late. We should be very, 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 very clear in this regard. They came late, especially United Kingdom. It came very late because, I'm not pretty sure whether you know the exact relation between us as a historical land of Palestine and the United Kingdom. And I would like to it is very important for us to start by shedding light of our history with the United Kingdom, in particular the United Kingdom. And you know what the meaning of United Kingdom to your ancestor and to your people. United Kingdom is the one whom sowed the seeds for all the evil that we are facing today. So that when they November 2nd, 1917, issued the notorious despicable bill for declaration. In this bill for declaration, they promised our historical land to the European Khazarian Jew. Again, back to your question, yes, it seems that United Kingdom is coming too late, of course, to recognize the state of Palestine, which is, again, very important step. Your question is saying what is the value added, so to speak, to articulate it, what is the value added. We, the Palestinian people, is used to be align ourselves with the power of logic. And when it came to the power of logic, we are talking about the international law, international humanitarian law, international convention, and all of these stuff. International law, international humanitarian law, and all of these stuff is part of our legal tools that we use to use it. Recognizing the state of Palestine from 149 countries and plus the one who is coming on the row in the next week, this means that we are building step by step. We are building our statehood, so to speak, in a the framework of our state, a legal framework of our statehood, step by step. So that it's very important for us because this means that we took a step forward towards our liberation.
You said that you're taking a step forward.
Forward, yes.
Are you hopeful that the state of Palestine will come into being? Because it's been 70 years, you're facing several challenges. Yes, there is an increased conversation, particularly in the West. But do you see any timeline? I know it's very difficult to say timeline in a situation you are facing with, but how hopeful you are?
when I personally was a child, we used to study the history of the revolution. And one of those revolutions that we study it is your history, your personal Indian history. If you ask anyone 80 years ago, whether will the Indian, under the chairmanship, with all the peaceful resistance, under the chairmanship of Mahatma Gandhi, will they succeed to be liberated? This is the very important question. If you ask the Indian in 1857, when they started the first war of independence, it's very important for us, whether they have the hope. When they hang to death Bhagat Singh, the murder Bhagat Singh, to the very last moment of his life, he used to believe that the liberation is coming. We have the hope. We are on the right side of the history. And the most important issue, this is our historical land. This is our historical land. We are the native, we are the indigenous people, and this is not our wording. This is what's written in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in the Jewish Holy Book, first ever chapter, verses 21-34. We sojourned Abraham in the land of Palestine many days. So when the Arab and of course the Jewish father Abraham came and left his birthplace or the Chaldeans and came to this land, Palestine. It was called Palestine, and there was the Palestinian people and the Canaani people, whom is Palestinian and Canaani the same exactly. So we are there long time before they used to be there. We are the indigenous people. We have in our side, we are fully aligned ourselves with the power of logic. Israel is relying on the logic of power. Your occupier used to rely on the power of logic. When they launched the massacres, 1919, Jallianwala Bagh massacres, when they trapped the people in the walled garden, they did not believe that one day you will be raised up like from the ash. But your people was raised up. The one who conducted this notorious massacres, the British one who ordered.
General Dyer.
Yes, the one who ordered it. He was received as a hero in London. And they raised to him, this is your history, yes or not? The same exact what happened to us today. They received him as a hero in London. Not only this, they raised to him a charity, money, 26,000 guineas sterling, which means approximately $3 million today for his retirement. But today we are remember this issue. We as a Palestinian and you as an Indian. If we look to the history at that time, the very poor people, the powerless Indian people whom used to be slaughtered at that time. And to look to the India today.
So you're quite hopeful.
100%. It's not 99%. I born in a refugee camp. And if I review right now, when I remember how did I grow as in a refugee camp, without a daily support by UNRWA, nutrition support by UNRWA, I will not to be even alive till today. The very first ever time that the Israeli occupation allowed me to cross the border to travel outside West Bank, when I was 39 years old, I went to the United Nations with 0 word of English. Today I'm in front of you, I'm talking to you. Hope is there. We are the owner of this land. We are on the right side of the history. We use the logic of power. We copy the Indian people. We copy all the people who are looking for their freedom. And by the end of the day, yes, we will be liberated and we will be free.
Continuing with the UN aspect, now there is an issue when it comes to the US and the Palestinian leadership. How hopeful you are that during next week's UNGA, the Palestinian leadership will be able to address from that green podium?
This is not the first time that they prohibited us or banned us as a Palestinian to enter the United States and to attend the General Assembly. In 1988, they banned also President Chairman Yasser Arafat. Then the United Nations itself, the General Assembly, moved its meeting to Geneva at that time. We decided, because we have many issues, and they have a political agenda these days, we decided as a Palestinian politician, the leader, under the leadership, of course, of President Abbas, he decided not to open this type of battle, to move the meeting to Geneva, or, which is very easy for us. It's just need one resolution to be submitted to the United Nations General Assembly, and 100%, not 99%, we used to win it, because everyone will going to support us, because everyone believed that this might be the Palestinian today, but he will be the other one next. First. Second, this is illegal, utterly illegal decision by the United States of America, because there is an agreement between the host country, called the Host Country Agreement, between the United States of America and the United Nations, and the United States of America have no right, zero right, to prohibit it or to ban anyone to attend, to come to the United States to attend the General Assembly or any other meeting of the United Nations itself. But they have, of course, other measures that they can take it just to restrict their movement, and they used to take it against many people. I will not go to mention it. So this is an utterly illegal decision took by the current messianic American administration.
So what's the solution?
I'm coming. We in Palestine, President Abbas decided just we should go step forward, and to go step forward, put the battle, whether it will be in person, he will be attend, or, and the other option is to through the technology today can help and serve, so that he will going to deliver his statement through, of course, the video conference and all of this stuff. UNRWA and the United Nations have their, of course, technician team that they will going to deal with this. This is a very minor issue. Will not take about it. The most important issue in September 22, the conference on the support of the two-state solution will be convened under, of course, the chairmanship or the leaders of Saudi Arabia and France, and we are looking for to be attended at the summit level. President, vice president, prime ministers, and all of these staff, and we're looking forward to this because this is the most important issue. The American or the current American administration, this is not the first move that they used to take it against the Palestinian people. Just yesterday, United States of America vetoed for the sixth time in a row during the last 714 days, vetoed another resolution in the Security Council that called for put an end to this ongoing United States of America and Israeli textbook genocide against the Palestinian people. So this is not the first time. We used to or we know how the Americans dealing with this issue when it came to the Palestinian issue. America is completely complicit not only in this war, but entrenching in the Israeli occupation itself. So we are familiar with this issue, and we have our tools to deal with it.
So from United Nations, when it comes to your support for the state of Palestine or the situation in Gaza, do you feel disappointed that you're not getting as much support? Yes, we have seen globally rallies happening, but what kind of support, for example, from your neighborhood, from the countries in West Asia? Do you think that you're getting the right support from them? Because we have seen conferences, we have seen resolutions as well, particularly from the Arab world, but are they meeting your expectations?
We should differentiate between whether, because many is asking me, and they used to ask us, this is a Palestinian or Arab issue or Muslim issue, which is completely not true if it is an Arab or Palestinian or Muslim issue, why India came at 1988 to recognize the state of Palestine, why India opened its borders to us a long time ago, even before we declared the state of Palestine itself, why we as a Palestinian used to say that part of our leaders Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru was one of our leaders. The name Nehru itself, you're going to find it very famous in Palestine. So why we should not mix between, because all the time the Israeli narrative, the Zionist narrative, because they are trying to Zionize our own conscience as international community, is saying to say that this is a Muslim or Arab issue. No, this is international issue. Back to your question, whether we are disappointed. I will not use the word disappointed, because by the end of the day we are dealing with India, with all of our friends. But at the hand of the international community, there is a lot of tools, a lot of peaceful tools, diplomatic tools, economic tools, legal tools. If they utilize it, they will put an end to the Israeli occupation, entire Israeli occupation, within 1 month. I'm going to tell you why. You cannot say that we are against the Israeli settlement, while the Israeli ambassador who is representing the Israeli occupation in X or Y country is a settler man. You are against the settlement, but how could you accept a settler to be the Israeli representative in X or Y country? You cannot say that I'm against the settlement, while all the product, settlement means installing in the stolen land of the Palestinian people. You cannot say that I'm against the settlement, while all the products that are produced in the settlement, the illegal settlement, according to the international law, according to everyone, those products is filling your shelf everywhere in the supermarkets, in particular in Europe. So if you are against the settlement, you are against the product of the settlement, you are against the settler themselves. You can put an end to this issue by one decision. I will not going to receive to import the settlement product. I will not going to accept the settler to be ambassador of the state of Israel to my country. This is very important. I will not going to cooperate with the settlement. You cannot say that I am with the settlement and then you are investing in the bank which is investing in the settlement itself. So a lot of tools, tens of tools. Let me just, which is all of it, peaceful, legal, diplomatic, and legitimate tools. Just to make a short comparison. Approximately, there is some statistics talking about between 28,000 to 30,000 different type of sanctions that had been talked against Russia during the last 3 years, since the eruption of the war between Russia and Ukraine. When you compare it to Israel, zero type of sanctions that had been talked against Israel. You cannot talk about principles that we are against the war, we are against the invasion, we are against a Russian invasion or occupation of Ukraine or invasion of Ukraine. Then you are entrenching the Israeli occupation for the 56 year in a row, and you did not talk any single type of sanctions.
Are you calling out the West hypocrisy?
100%. It's not me. They themselves. Hypocrisy, double standard. They are the godfather of the hypocrisy, double standard, and all of this stuff. This is not my word. I'm not revealing a secret. And when we use this type of word, we should use it bluntly, directly. Yes, the hypocrisy, double standard is the Western country in particular, mainly, the vast majority of them, because you cannot say that Spain is exercising the hypocrisy and double standard today. Spain is playing a crucial role, but when it came to other Western countries, yes, they are the godfather of the hypocrisy. They are the godfather of the double standard. They are the godfather of the Israeli occupation itself. Part of our suffering as Palestinian people, and this is not my word, this is Ilan Pape, the Israeli historian, the Israeli Jewish historian. Part of our suffering is because the European is hating the Jewish themselves. So and even Ilan Pape used to say that Balfour Declaration itself is not only to help the Jewish people, is to get rid of them from Europe. This is not my word. I'm not revealing a secret. Back to your the issue of hypocrisy and double standard. Yes, it's the Western country is the master scene when it came to hypocrisy. The vast majority of them is the master scene when it came to the hypocrisy and double standard.
So moving on to something that has changed West Asia in last 2 years, the attack by Hamas that happened in October of 2023. Now, India condemned that attack. India said that this is a terror attack, we will condemn it. What is your position? What is the position of the Palestinian state which you represent when it comes to this particular attack?
Let me just say there are two schools of thought when it came to the October 7th. Our official position as a PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, the sole and legitimate representative of the Palestinian people, the one was recognized by India mid-1970 as the sole also and legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. We in the PLO, in the Palestinian Authority, under the chairmanship of President Abbas, we signed Oslo Accord 33 years ago. We, as a Palestinian, again, Liberation Organization, Palestinian Authority, under the chairmanship now of President Abbas and the previous President Yasser Arafat, Chairman Yasser Arafat. We signed Oslo Accord. In Oslo Accord, we recognize the right of the State of Israel to exist. We accept to build our state in only 22% of our historical land. We accept the peaceful, the Gandhi method of resistance to liberate ourselves. This is very important. So when it came to October 7th, we are not in agreement on it at utterly one word, loud and clear. We are totally against October 7th and any type, and this is declared position by President Abbas. We will not going to use the military resistance as a tools or as a means to liberate ourselves. This is our declared position that the Israeli know it, the American know it, and everyone worldwide know it as a Palestinian official. The other school, but now back to the two schools of thought when it came to October 7th. One of it is the Zionist school of thought, which want us to believe that the history was started in October 7th and everything is justified because October 7th. This is not the logic of history at all. We cannot even say that the history for the Indian people was started in 1857 when some Indian people killed, a revolutionary people killed some British people. This is not the starting point of the history. There was a history before that. And the other school of thought is the rational school of thought, which is saying that, and this rational school of thought, we used to tell the people, you cannot analyze any problem without going to dig on its root. There is a root to this problem. There is a root that led to October 7th. Without looking to the root, without tackling the Palestinian issue since November 2nd, 1917, the date of the issuing date of notorious despicable bill for declaration, you will not take a real look and you will not solve the problem and you will not be able in the long run to prevent another attack. 100%. This is the rational school of thought. The rational school of thought which is saying that root symptom analysis, to analyze any problem, use the root symptom analysis method of problem solving. This school of thought represented by His Excellency, of course, the United Nations Secretary General in his speech in October 24th, 2023 before the Security Council, after he condemned the attack of Hamas. Then he said, but this did not come from a vacuum. He connected it to its root, to the Israeli occupation, to the expelling of the Palestinian people 77 years after you became, after you liberate as Indian people. 1 year after your liberation, we had been expelled. We had been ethnically cleansed from our homeland, from Palestine itself, and we became a refugee. This is the essence of the problem. This is the root of our problem. Just to look to the issue as if the galaxy, the planet Earth was created in October 7th. This is not just, this is not true, and this is not sustainable at all. Then another school of thought, which is used to say the Western hypocrisy, double standard school of thought, which want us to turn blind eyes to our history. 107 years at that time of the misery of the Palestinian people, again, since the issuing of Balfour Declaration, and to turn blind eyes to this history and to say nothing justified October 7th. Fair. So again, you cannot say that, the other school of thought, which is talking about there is nothing justified the October 7th. We can take it, but you should not be, you should be fair enough and to continue your sentence by saying that, and October 7th did not and should not and cannot justify 714 days in a row of continuous American-Israeli textbook genocide, slaughtering of the Palestinian people of Gaza. You want us to turn our back to our misery that was started more than 100 years ago, to turn our blind eyes for our expelling of for the expelling of our homeland, for the ethnic cleansing that we are used to endure 77 years ago, for the occupation that destroying our life. Then you did not want us, you did not want to look to what happened after October 7th. October 7th is unfortunate fact. But this is not the beginning and should not be the end of the story. There is a big story behind October 7th. We should analyze it one by one, step by step, root symptom analysis, or there is another, or fishbone diagram, problem solving called a fishbone diagram.
Well, on that note, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us, coming to WION's office, speaking about how do you tackle the situation at the UN, the situation in Gaza, and above all, support of India. India, as you have pointed out several times, was the first non-Arab country to recognize the state of Palestine.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me.